And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, estate sales, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Pull out your phone and save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com. You can submit an email form there. You can communicate directly with us. And also check out the newly redesigned website, consumerqb.com. You can watch our live stream television show version of the show, 10 a.m. on WeBeam TV. And also you can click on the show contributors tab. That is the most important tab on the website because that's where you're going to find links to all of our expert contributors, all their contact information, their faces as well. Sometimes it's neat to pair up the face with the voice. Sometimes you're like, hey, I didn't see that coming. So check out consumerqb.com. Also, PlatinumMVPRealty.net is our real estate business. PlatinumMVPRealty.net. We're looking for real estate listings right now. Lack of inventory in the market. Great time to sell. So we would love to talk to you. And we got an all-star lineup here today. It's Intelligent Talk Radio. And I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Leo Cannyn, back in studio, Principal Project Manager, Beryl Engineering. Welcome in.
Yeah, it's great to be back. It's been a couple of weeks, and we're seeing an uptick in the amount of the counties and cities requiring people to close out their permits before they can repair their hurricane-damaged houses.
Interesting. They leave a permit laying out there, and they say, I'm not going to pay the county or the city, and then all of a sudden they have some other damage, and the city says, you got to come pay this past due balance.
And they need to have it re-inspected, and that's where we come in.
And they got to re-inspect it. Gotcha. Okay. Also, Stanley Armstrong in the house, estate sales specialist, everything but the house, ebth.com.
Hey, Brandon, thanks. Excited to be back in the studio with you again today. And we got some really cool stories we're going to be able to share about some of the stuff that we've been selling on our website. And I think it's going to really get people excited.
Awesome. Yeah, I love to hear those success stories, things happening in the marketplace, and a lot of good stuff, with ebth.com, ways that you can help buyers, sellers, investors, lots of people that are looking to, take advantage of, the estate sale process. So
absolutely.
Awesome. Good stuff. Jay Smith, Snoop Dog, A-Snoop Inspection in the house. Welcome in, Snoop.
Glad to be back. Nice to start doing regular inspections again instead of just dealing with all the storm stuff. So
yeah,
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's good. Commercial and residential inspections.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Yep. And we're going to talk about some different tips and things to do here in Tampa Bay, things to do coming up as well. We got our feel-good story of the week, our Tell Me Something Good story. Always, we're going to bring you something good news, as well as our top 5 highest-grossing horror movies of all time. So let's kind of rack your brain there, fellas, see what you can come up with there. And we're giving a shout-out to Hula Bay, one of our restaurant partners, waterfront ambiance, excellent food, wide variety on the menu down there. And you go down there and you say hello to Todd and the management team, then let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and they're going to hook you up with that free water with lemon that we talk about here on the show. They're going to take care of you every time. Sushi, wide variety on the menu. On the weekends, too, you got to check them out. 5210 Tyson Avenue, South Tampa. They've got live music, and it's a great place to go down there and check out the beautiful scene and things happening in there.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
And got an interesting story in our feel-good story coming up. ICU grandpa cuddles babies whose parents can't be present. So interesting story. I saw that one on the news as well. I saw the video of that. And we've got our expert contributors here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. I want to let you know about an open house that we've got going on this weekend as well. We've got a property over in Largo. We've got 14465 Tanglewood Drive in Largo. 4 bedrooms, 4 bath property, $560,000. Great buying opportunity here. It's a wonderful ranch-style pool home in Largo. Open house on Sunday. Go check them out. Say hello to our team over at 14465 Tanglewood Drive in Largo. $560,000. Check out some of the beautiful photography done by our real estate photographer team, Fabre Frameworks. Sean and his team over there do a great job. Also got a property open house going on over at Crenshaw in Tampa. Crenshaw in Tampa is a great opportunity. 701 East Crenshaw Street. Excellent remodel, worth a look. Pool bedroom, pool home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, approximately 2,300 square feet in Seminole Heights area. Now, the owner is telling me that he is getting $3,000 a month in this property for the Airbnb. He's doing Airbnb and getting a great return on his investment over there. So here we are in studio helping you win in any marketplace. And let's go ahead and jump into this content here. We've got Leo Cannyn, Principal Project Manager with Beryl Engineering. So what are you seeing out there?
Well, what we're seeing right now is, like I said earlier, an uptick in people are trying to repair their homes, the roofs, siding, other damage they had from the home. Sometimes their ACs get shorted out by the storms, and when they go to file a permit, when their new contractor does, the city and county says they can't till they handle their old and expired permit.
Wow.
And part of that process involves having an inspection done, not by a contractor and not by the city, but by a licensed engineer. So we go out there, we do the inspection, and then we walk it through the permitting process to get the permit closed out.
Wow. So what typically do people, how does that process unfold? People are not closing out previous permits. What do you normally see in that situation?
Any number of reasons can be why the permit wasn't closed out. We've seen a lot of times we'll look in the notes, and sometimes the inspector will show up and no one's there, or the inspector shows up and no one's there that speaks English. We saw 3 of those today where the note said housekeeper didn't speak English, so we left. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
But regardless of what's in the notes, or the item just wasn't ready. A lot of times roofers will call for a roof inspection and they're just not ready, or the inspector doesn't show up in time and they finish the roof. Any number of reasons. Once an inspection's been missed and 6 months passes, you've got an expired permit.
Wow. So the permit expires, and we see that sometimes too after the fact. Like they will go ahead and just make the repair on the home, add the addition, whatever it might be. And is that where that kind of similar situation?
That's a little different. That's a contractor not pulling a permit. We see that a lot of real estate transactions where someone decides to enclose a patio, make it livable space, but doesn't do it properly.
Right.
And then it's not on the MLS, it's not in the property appraiser, and the buyer says, hey, why isn't this room on as part of the square footage? And then when we come into our inspection, we're either going to find it was built correctly or not. And sometimes it's still cheaper just to tear it down than to build it back up correctly.
Wow.
Of course, the enclosed garages, too, they like to close those in right behind the garage door, and you don't even know they did it inside.
Right. Yeah. So what's the deal with that?
It's just people trying. There was a craze back in the boom where if you can add a bedroom, you could add tens of thousands of dollars to your purchase price. So people were just illegally figuring out how to quickly slap together a new room.
Yeah. Yeah. So as long as they pull permits, do it the right way. Now, do they have to reinforce the garage door in order to make that, or at least put some type of insulation in there if they're going to do the garage example that?
Well, the door should go away completely.
Definitely. Should go away and then should be bricked in.
Ah, okay. But a lot of people wouldn't do that.
No, I've seen garage. I've pulled up to a house before and I've seen the garage door, and I go in and do my wind mitigation data, and I go to take a picture of the backside of the garage door, and I'm in a bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, the dollar per square foot is bottom line is what they're looking at. Now, also through the AC, they have to pump the AC through the roof to make that count as under air.
Yeah, you need to have. We had one last week where they did a questionable addition and they just didn't put the new AC in. So the AC from the normal house was fueling the illegal addition, and we had to tell the buyer that there was no way to put AC ducts in because it was a low profile roof. So you basically either have to extend your roof line or turn it back into a porch.
Yeah, or drop in one of those exterior type
Mitsubishi
deals.
splits. Those are nice.
Yeah, it's doable, I guess. And that's what you see in a lot of the different island countries too, right? They'll use it half the year, or different areas there. But so if you just joined us, I'm your host Brandon Rhymes. We've got Leo Cannyn in studio here, Beryl Engineering, and we've got Stanley Armstrong, estate sales specialist here, and Jay Smith, A-Snoop Inspection as well. So what else are you seeing out there? You're going to be tying into Stanley. We're going to talk about some estate sales here coming up as well. So you tie into Stanley with some different aspects.
Yeah, I love it when Stanley's group has been through a house before we have, because they've basically cleared it out for us.
Yeah.
They sell all the knickknacks, the junk, all the clutter, we call it. Not so much the furniture, but the antiques, the coin collections, the beer bottle collections, everything that could possibly get in our way of doing a proper inspection. They've cleared it out and sold it.
The jewelry, the automobiles. We'll talk more about
Absolutely.
that. A lot of ways that we can help you here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. 80 show partners, CPAs, financial advisors, legal advice, everything from health, nutrition, lifestyle, recreation. Yesterday's show, we talked a lot about marketing. We were talking about with the web design ninja Teo Leonard. We had Matt Epic here as well in studio. So we're talking about ways that we can help you. We want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health wheel. Each spoke extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, our expert contributors that we bring on the show and we vet to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. And we can be found here daily, 5 o'clock drive time, AM 1380 The Biz. On the weekends, we got our weekend show, FM 102.5 The Bone, and we're doing a lot over there as well with Ian Beckles on his show and some other folks. And we're having our monthly gratitude party as well on the 19th, so reach out and engage if you'd like to find out more about how you can participate with that. We'd love to invite you down and have you come over and check it out and meet our team. So when we come back, more from our expert contributors. We got the top 5 highest grossing horror movies, as well as our feel-good story of the week from our sunnyskies.com here. And so stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP Realty, former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at USF, and look who's number 17 now. The USF Bulls coming up the ranks and tearing through their schedule here so far, and we're excited. Bucks got a big win, and a lot of things happening. So we're quarterback on our sports teams growing up, quarterbacking introductions to our 80-plus show partners now with the Consumer Quarterback Show, quarterbacking transactions for our sellers, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. Been featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times, Top Agent Magazine. And here's a prime example of a beautiful property that we have out in East County on Kelly Road in Plant City. We got 5421 Kelly Road, Plant City, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath. And this is a $2 million property. It's 12.9 acres, and the home features a 4-car garage with a drive-through. You've got custom features, security system, live to your phone, liquid insulation throughout the home, steel beams, insulation, lots of upgrades to mention here. 5421 Kelly Road in Plant City. Beautiful property in Palm Harbor also. This is a developer's dream as well. This is a property that you can develop and add additional units. Enniswood Parkway in Palm Harbor. It's 1377 Enniswood Parkway, Palm Harbor. And it's 5 bedrooms, 2 bath, $499,000, $500,000 property here. Peaceful, quiet, secluded country living, and you have an opportunity to develop it as well because there's 2.27 acres here in Palm Harbor. 1377 Enniswood Parkway in Palm Harbor. And we're back here in studio helping you win a knitting marketplace. And let's go ahead and bring in Stanley Armstrong. Stanley Armstrong, estate sales specialist, everything but the house. So, Stanley, you're going to help them sell everything but the house.
We're going to help them sell everything but the house. And, well, we got to be cautious when we say that. Yeah, that's what the company was founded on, but we are not a garage sale.
Right.
If people go to our website and they look, they'll see ebth.com, everything but the house. They'll see that we're more of a higher end auction site. Doesn't mean we don't sell things that are lower value, but if it's going to sell for $1, we're probably going to just recommend that they donate it, or we'll handle the donation for them.
Yeah.
Our whole business model, everything but the house, was founded by being able to come into a house and get more value for things than a lot of people expect. For example, jewelry. Jewelry's our number one seller. There's so many people that have jewelry in a safety deposit box it's sitting somewhere, and they're not thinking about it, and we can turn that into cash for them way more than if they try to go to a pawn shop or they try to go to a local jewelry store to sell that, because we can ship it all over the world. We actually have buyers now from 150 countries that we've been shipping to, which is really nice. So jewelry, sterling silver, flatware, we're getting top dollar for like the sterling silver and the flatware, things like that. Very easy to sell, very easy to ship. Cars. We actually just sold last week we sold a Bentley Continental GT, by Turbo, which it was, it's 2005. It was an older car, but I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. And, you just wonder, hey, where's the market for that, and put it on our website, and we got all the buyers, and we got above Blue Book value for it.
Nice.
Which is really impressive considering everything. And what's made us so successful is that bidding psychology. Is everything starts at $1 with no minimum and no reserve. Okay. Sometimes people will come to us, and like Leo was just telling me a story about, a lady had 50 bags of toilet paper. Paper towels. Sorry. Which can double as toilet paper if you want it to. But anyway, so we, we're obviously not going to sell the paper towels. We're not going to sell, regular just cut glass doesn't tend to do very well on our site. And that's more of a donatable item, something that, you can give to Goodwill, or maybe give to, to a family that's maybe they lost a bunch of stuff in the hurricane and they don't have any dishes anymore. So those are things that they can give away to help people that they need. But as far as when you're looking at us art, we got Graydon Sykes, who is from Antiques Roadshow, for our listeners out there that watch him or watch that show. He's our director of fine art now. So we got a whole art team. We've got a full gemology team up in Cincinnati, 5 full-time gemologists. So all your stuff's going to get authenticated. And I was having a conversation with somebody last week. I was in their house, and they said, hey, what's really why do people buy from you guys? And well, they trust us because everything's real.
Right.
A Louis Vuitton purse on our website, a pair of Christian Louboutin shoes, that stuff's been authenticated. They know that it's real when they buy for us versus going to Craigslist or eBay or something like that, where somebody's trying to, and we're going to get top dollar for those, higher end items like that. So, it's an amazing website. I highly recommend everybody listening. Go on there, download the app right now. If you got an iPhone, go on the website and start looking at what we have. Start following sales. We're doing, we did over 61 million in estate sales last year.
Wow. 61 million. And you, the thing is too, we just rolled it. Here we are in the fourth quarter of the year.
Yeah,
quarter of the year. We only have a few weekends left till you got your Christmas shopping and and everybody's going to be expecting a present around that tree, if that's your thing. But
they are. Hey, if you're buying presents
Yeah.
for people, it's a good place to bid. Start at $1, pick out what you want, and we're selling 70,000 unique items every single month.
Wow. I'm looking for the Maltese Falcon. Can you seen that lately?
I have not seen it, but
Maltese Falcon.
keep searching every day, and maybe it'll appear on there.
Very cool, man. So Stanley Armstrong, estate sales specialist, everything but the house, ebth.com. And it's such a more advanced model, and it doesn't have to be a death or a divorce or a bankruptcy. I mean, this is somewhere that if you have extra items that you want to cash in, let's face it, with everything happening in the world, there's geopolitical things happening, what's happening with the economy, where will mortgage rates go? There's no better time than now to get liquid and have the cash reserves, cash on hand. You see what happened with Puerto Rico, the complete power outage. People that have cash can still have some type of an economy, but if the power's out, so think about getting liquid.
And one of the things that it's interesting, I was literally right before I got here, I got off of a call with a lady that's a professional organizer, senior move manager, and she's been working with some other estate sale companies. And I was just asking, how are they working? What are they doing? And it's interesting to me because they're charging a higher percentage than we charge.
Wow.
And they're charging for the services to come in and tell them what they're doing and do the initial organization beforehand, where we do a free consultation and then we don't charge for our services. We just take a commission of whatever we sell. We take a percentage of whatever we sell. And they were doing, I think she said 40 to 70%, the company she's been working with.
Wow.
We do a flat 40%.
Right.
And that means the client's getting 60%, and we're getting typically 3 to 5 times higher than they're going to get in a local option, because rather than 2 days dragging strangers through the house with some guerrilla marketing, what they're going to, and people typically paying whatever cash they have on them or writing a check. Now they're buying online, they're bidding, they have 5 days, 5-day live auction. So, I mean, when I'm finding out about other competition out there, it just blows me away at how awesome our model is.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's such a great way to do things. And you look at, today's, the guerrilla marketing, running people through your house, maybe not a smart way to go in terms of insurance in this litigious society we're in.
Nope, and 5-finger discounts happen all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
When they do it that way.
Yeah, they sure do, man. You'll see that happen. And yeah, when you look at the economy and things happening out there, I mean, it's a great time to just look at getting liquid and pulling that money out, having it in your own safe at your home or whatever. So people, if you look around, there's a lot of things that you have around your house that are worth value that you might not even realize it's worth, how much it is.
Yeah, and if it's been passed down for years, there's so many situations where we see things that have been passed down from their mom or their grandma. And the kids, they don't really want it. They're hanging on to it because it was given to them as a gift. But then they start realizing when they're moving or downsizing, they're like, you know what? I don't really want this. There's not that much sentimental value anymore. After 5 years has passed, let's say. And those are things like the china, the sterling, even the jewelry. Those are things that they're not even wearing that we can help them with. And I mentioned the cars. The cars. There's people that say, hey, I'm just going to give this car to my kid. And your kid doesn't want your car,
Yeah.
but they feel bad turning it down. Well, hey, let us sell the car and get money for it,
Yeah.
Especially the china. There's a lot of china collectibles out there people don't think about that has, crystal, Swarovski, Yadros. I mean, there's things like that has a lot of value, collections, Hummels, things that we can sell that people, they don't want it. Well, if it's not sentimental to you, let us sell it and get you cash.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Reach out to Stanley Armstrong, estate sales specialist, everything but the house, ebth.com. Also, consumerqb.com. You can submit the form there, and we'll put together a formal introduction to Stanley Armstrong at consumerqb.com. And we want to thank you for listening here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Let's give a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa here in Tampa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or a facial at an affordable price, but without having to sign up for membership? Look no further. At Signature Massage and Facial Spa, they offer a 1-hour Swedish massage for $49.95, always no contracts. And come in early during the early bird hours and you'll receive an additional $10 off. And for those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa, 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, or call directly at 813-925-8898, 925-8898 to schedule an appointment. Visit my friends at Signature Massage and Facial Spa and let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get 10% off of your first service. with the Signature Massage there. And we want to talk a little bit about the economy, things happening in general right now. We're coming out of these FEMA. First of all, hats off to FEMA and what they've done with Harvey, with Maria, with Irma. Puerto Rico needs help right now. Key West. We've got lots of people coming together, helping out with the economy and things out there. And, we're going to talk a little bit about, some of that coming up as well, some of the recovery efforts here on a local basis. We got our top 5 highest grossing horror movies coming up as well. I think Leo's ready for that one. And we've got the ICU grandpa cuddles babies whose parents cannot be present. Interesting story here about how we all need love. We all need love. Babies need love. So the ICU grandpa story is going to come up with you here. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. We're looking for real estate agents. We're looking for inventory with Platinum MVP Realty. So check out platinummvprealty.net and give us a call directly, 813-670-7372. We'll see you on the other side.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com. listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, helping sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. And giving a shout out to our official hotel partner, Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on St. Pete Beach. It's the first new hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude. Whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking the intercoastal waterway. And if you're a boater like me, I love to get out there on Freedom Boat Club in the weekends, and you can pull your boat up, have a good time by the pool and the spa. And they've got the rooftop 360 lounge. The Castile restaurant has amazing food. Excellent food over there at the Castile restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Go check them out. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you for 20% off over at the Hotel Zamora. Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on St. Pete Beach, our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And right down the street, right on Casablanca Avenue, I've got a beautiful real estate listing, by the way, 3610 Casablanca Avenue, St. Pete Beach, just north of the Don Cesar Hotel. 3 bedrooms, 2 and 1/2 bath, $625,000, double lot, and it's a duplex with a rare find. It's a great opportunity to purchase. You got a nice backyard here, good size double lot here, right across the street from the beach off of Gulf Boulevard. You walk across the beach, and you are hanging out on the beautiful St. Pete Beach.
Sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
And get a property in Old Northeast as well, 215 12th Avenue Northeast. This is a great buying opportunity. It's a pre-construction, should be finished, and expected delivery date coming up soon here. $1.19 million, beautiful property, 3,688 square feet. And you get to choose the colors of the countertops, the cabinets, the appliances, the flooring once in escrow. And it's a great buying opportunity. 215 12th Avenue Northeast, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty.net. Platinum MVP Realty.net. All right, in studio today, Leo Cannyn, Beryl Engineering, Stanley Armstrong, Everything But the House, and Jay Smith, Snoop Dog in the house, the owner of A-Snoop Inspection. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you, sir.
What are you seeing out there?
Starting to get back to normal.
Yeah.
I mean, the storm's a couple weeks away from getting the storm coming through, and schedules filling in with regular inspections instead of re-inspections and all that kind of thing. Now it seems like we're moving forward.
Yeah, it's kind of a new normal. You know, you look around, there's a lot of trees still on the side of the road, and depending on the area, but in Tampa Bay, you're seeing just back to the purchase transactions. And
I tell you what, they've been doing a great job of getting it out of there, though. I mean,
yeah, they have.
We're seeing less and less of that every single day.
Yeah, that's something we all need to do is, leave a nice thank you card, or maybe, sometimes I've heard leaving a 6-pack out there for the garbage men, or the sanitation workers, I should say. Be nice to those guys. They've been working overtime, as well as a lot of our TICO, first responders. Everybody's working overtime right now.
Yeah, they've all had to work super hard for the last couple of weeks, and I hope their lives are getting back to normal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But back to doing the condos, mobile homes, regular single family homes, multifamily. I mean, we're out there just doing the normal thing again, which is nice.
Yeah, I love the single family play, or the multifamily play in today's market. There's such a need for housing. If you look at a lot of the new construction buildings going up around the Bay Area, a lot of it is apartments and different complex. Are you seeing condo conversions? People converting condos back to, or apartments into condos now?
I don't think that's come back around
Not
again.
As much, no.
We ran through that spell, I guess, back in the 80s is when they switched a lot of them over. They were apartments for a short time and then decided to resell them as condos and get away from just the rental market.
Even it wasn't like 03, 04, wasn't that a big booming time for the conversions too?
Well, I wasn't here in Florida right then, so honestly, I'm not sure. I know looking back at when things changed, it's interesting. I've done condos that are slated as condos, but they were judging the date of sale of when they switched it over, when it was really built 10 years earlier. So you got to be careful. Sometimes it'll tell you, it's a 1988. Well, it was built in 78, but it wasn't sold its first time as a residence until 1988.
Right.
So there are some odd things that go on.
Yeah, it's interesting. You look at that, and the real estate market is still hot. Things are really good here in Tampa Bay, and if you're purchasing a property, that's one thing I love about Jay Smith and A-Snoop Inspection is that, especially for first-time buyers, it's such a big expense, it's such a big decision for them, but you will actually walk through the home and show the homeowners how to use all the different components of the property.
We like spending some time. I mean, if you're checking out your home inspectors and you're, one of the things you may ask them, how long will the inspection take? It's a real simple question you may check on your home inspectors. If they tell you an hour, hang up the phone.
Yeah.
Keep on going. We're going to spend several hours in any given home. Of course, a condo I can do quicker, but if you're talking about a regular single family home, and I'm not talking about pool or 5,000 square feet, just 2,000 square feet is going to take several hours to do that.
Wow.
If they sit and tell you, oh yeah, we'll be in there, we're going to be there at 10 and we're going to be gone at 11, I would be moving on from that particular company if it was me.
Yeah, because you want to go detailed. You want to find out, the components. And I like what you said on a previous show is that, you're not a deal killer. You're not looking to try to go in there and kill deals, but you're going to try to at least expose, the facts about the property.
Well, we just want them to have a good idea of what they're buying. If they're buying an older home, has the AC been replaced in the last couple of years? We find people all the time say, oh yeah, the owner said we just did that just a few years ago. Well, a few years, a lot of people think that's 3. And all of a sudden it's 8 years old or 9 years old.
Right.
There's a big difference in an AC at 3 years and 9 years. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just, you're getting much closer to the end.
Yeah, exactly. And these are the major components that you look at. And especially when you're buying a property, or even if you've already been in the property, it's a good time to get an inspection done. You got the 4-point opportunity. Maybe talk about a 4-point.
Well, 4-point's really good for any of you agents that are out there. We do them for our agents that work with us all the time, that if they list a property that's older than 30 years, we'll at least do a 4-point inspection on it to see, what kind of issues they'll run into with getting insurance, because the insurance is going to slow down the process of selling the property. There's always going to be things wrong with the house. I don't care if we inspect a 2017 home or inspect a 1967 home. We're going to find issues with any given home. And it's just a matter of what they are. Can they be simple things? Maybe a couple of windows aren't working correct. Sure. But could it be a possible roof leak? I was just in a house yesterday. Overall, the house is in pretty good shape. It's 1970s home. The electrical panel's been replaced, but there is a current roof leak. Mm-hmm. Is the roof absolutely dead and needs to be replaced? No, it's probably got a couple of years left in it, but that roof leak, of course, has to be repaired before they get the insurance.
Yeah, you got to replace the roof or repair, replace, just depending on the detail. And by the way, reach out to Suncoast Roofing for all your roofing needs. Friend of the program here, Suncoast Roofing, Chuck, Mary, and their team do a great job over at Suncoast Roofing. But yeah, and you see a lot of times where the pitch comes down and it meets the flat roof. That's where you're going to see a lot of your problems.
Well, luckily this one didn't have it. It is just getting close to the end, and even I have to let them know, even if they repair the roof, there's only 3 to 5 years of life left in it.
Right.
And the roof, of course, is the largest expense on the home. So they're going to buy it today and mortgage it, and then have to put out another $10 or $12 or $15,000 within a couple of years. That's something they have to think about.
Right.
Another minor problem, and it's not a major problem on the house. There was one, what we call double tap, which means there was 2 circuits running into one breaker, which you can't do. Luckily, there's enough room in the panel. They could easily, put another breaker in the panel. And it's a pretty simple fix when it comes down to it. But a licensed electrician, of course, is going to be needed to do even that simple fix.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's one of the advantages of doing an upfront home inspection. Anytime I list a real estate property, again, it's over 7 to 10 years, maybe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call Snoop Dogg out, and we're going to have Jay walk through that property, find out anything that potentially could be damaging to our buying prospects. To the buyer, they're going to look at the property, and then that way, when you find it up front, it does a couple different things. Number one, it's going to let you know from a marketing perspective, hey, pre-inspected home, no issues here. We've already pre-inspected this property, because a lot of buyers have been burned. They'll get into the process. They'll spend $300 on an inspection, $450, on an inspection. They'll spend another $400 or $500 on an appraisal, and then they're like, "Wow, we're already out $700, $800 here." So here's one that I see that has there's no issues here. That's pre-inspected. And then secondly, what it will do, it'll eliminate that second round of negotiations that happens when that buyer comes in and they find a couple different things wrong with the property.
And the negotiations come in if there's moisture issues in the house, and like we were just talking about, the insurance stuff. If you can't get insurance, you can't get the mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're dead in the water.
Yeah, exactly. And then also another third point to that is the pre-inspection is that when you find the property, maybe the ceiling fan doesn't work, the outlet needs to be replaced. You've got a couple minor things that are going on. Now you can get a handyman or a friend of the family to come over and do it after work and get that replaced. But if the buyer finds out, it's going to be a different story. It's going to be licensed, bonded, insured. The costs are going to be higher. They might even recommend, we'll only stick with this contract if you use our specific contractor or someone in their family. So those are things to think about when you're thinking about an inspection. We want you thinking about Jay Smith, owner of A-Snoop Inspection, and AKA the Snoop Dog, because he's going to go in there and he's going to find out. He's got a team working the local 5 counties, I believe. Is that right?
7 counties.
7 counties now. So I can help you out. He can help you out anywhere from north of Tampa all the way down south, down south of Bradenton area,
Sarasota, Manatee, out to Polk, and all the way up to Hernando.
Awesome. And visit see all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. And we've just got these flyers made up. You can see we've 80 plus show partners now, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of people that we can help you. We've got legal advice. If you got something legal going on, we can help you with that as well. So stay with us. When we come back, we're going to jump into our lightning round. We've got our Tell Me Something Good story and our top 5 highest grossing horror movies of all time. So you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. Giving a shout out to Target Surveying. They do a lot of our real estate surveying for any properties. You got to know where the encroachments are, where the boundary lines are, if there's any encroachments. And Target Surveying is our recommended partner in that space. Stay with us. We'll see you on the other side.
This is Ward Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. Got some vacant land for sale as well. I got about 15 different vacant land parcels. One in 1401 Seminole Boulevard in Largo. It's an owner motivated here. It's a corner lot, 1401 Seminole Boulevard in Largo. Great buying opportunity at 0.82 acres and listed at $459,000. 2606 North Valrico Road in Seffner is a great opportunity as well. We got 84 acres, just reduced. I believe it's right around $1.5 million for 84 acres out in East Hillsborough County. 2606 North Valrico Road in Seffner. $1.75 million was the previous list price. We just reduced this down to 1.5, but you got access to a lake there. A great buying opportunity. I've got about 15 other vacant land parcels of land for sale. So check us out, PlatinumMVPRealty.net. And you can also see all of our radio show content and previous shows, all of our expert contributors at ConsumerQB.com. Check out ConsumerQB.com. And our feel-good story of the week, we always try to tell you something good instead of all the mainstream media, focusing on the negativity, things happening out there. We've got a feel-good story of the week for you here.
Tell me something good.
All right. The ICU grandpa visits Children's Healthcare of Atlanta every Tuesday and Thursday to hold babies whose parents can't be with them that day. A photo taken by baby's Logan's mom as she fought back happy tears is touching the hearts of thousands after it was posted on the Facebook page. The photo captures just one precious moment with David, who's been holding patients in their patients' hands for 12 years. Many of the parents who met David in the hospital are commenting on Facebook posts and thank him for his love and kindness. He rocked our baby for countless hours. Kristen Cook Walker said, "What a wonderful gift he has, a blessing, and it's sharing the love with others. David took care of Miss Madeline as she was in the ICU," writes Sandra Ricker, who is the greatest. He is the greatest, and we're thankful for his kindness. So interesting story there. He always has a smile on his face and a kind word to offer. And everyone loves the ICU grandpa who cuddles babies whose parents can't be present. So there's your feel-good story of the week. I saw that one on the news. I saw the actual picture of the guy. It's pretty cool.
I saw that too. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, right? And then, there's studies, or I saw a study, or I listened to a lot of personal development CDs and tapes, and watch videos. And I guess at some point there was a study done that love as a human being, if a human baby is not held and loved, it will actually die, even if it's get food or nutrients. I don't know where they did that study at or how they would actually come up with that, but apparently they've done it. That's weird, huh? That they would do that, but okay. So let's jump into our guessing. We got our top 5 highest grossing horror movies here. All right. So in studio today we got Leo Cannyn, Beryl Engineering. Stanley Armstrong, Everything But the House. Jay Smith, A-Snoop Inspection. All right, let's see where you guys stack up here. The top 5 highest grossing horror movies. I'm not much of a horror movie guy. I would default to comedies and that kind of thing. But every now and then, I remember when I was younger, I used to watch more of this. But give us your guess here. The top 5 highest grossing horror movies, Leo.
Let's go with I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. That was a great one. I like that movie, but got a buzzer there. I don't think that. I'm not sure if that would be a horror movie, though. Wait till you see some of the ones we're talking about here.
I'm gonna go with Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. That would be. You would think that one would be up there, man. I just tell you, that's a.
Redeem myself on that.
Yeah.
Miss. I've never missed before.
I'm going old. Exorcist.
Oh, number 1. Boom, number 1. The Price is Right. So The Exorcist. Yeah. So. Box office gross $232.9 million. Release date was 1975, June 20th. Production budget was $7 million by Warner Brothers. All right, Jay, good stuff. Leo, back to you.
Okay, I'm going to redeem myself here. Let's go with World War Z.
World War Z. Wrong.
What list is this?
World War Z. Hey, that was with Tom Cruise.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go with Leprechaun.
Leprechaun is not in there. Sorry, buddy.
All right, another old one. Psycho.
No, I do
not
remember
on the
that.
list.
Not on the list.
I don't know what list this is.
We gotta research it. You gotta ask the production.
I got one. How about it's with $583 million? Let's go with It.
Exactly. Yep. Number 2 on the list. It was, as of the date of this printed paper that I'm holding, was $177.9 million.
That must be the original It from the 80s.
Yeah. No, it says September 8, 2017. But yeah, this was printed on paper, so as soon as it's printed, it's obsolete, right? All right. So number 5 is The Conjuring, $137.4 million. That was back in 2013. The production budget was $20 million by Warner Brothers, so not a bad deal. You know, the production budget's $20 million. They, let's see, quadruple, quintupled. What did that be? So $137 million.
It's a lot.
Yeah, they made a good amount of money on that thing.
They made their money back.
Yeah, they broke even.
And a little more.
Yeah. All right, number 4. This was kind of a phenomenon back in 1999. And remember, like when they first released it, they tried to make it seem like it was an actual cell phone video, and they're going through
Blair
the woods.
Witch.
Yes, they're going through the woods.
I was thinking of Blair Witch.
The Blair Witch Project, $140.5 million, and it was July 16, 1999.
Now, how much did that one cost to make? Because that one was really inexpensive.
Yes, it was.
Like
less
20,000.
than $100,000. It was $60,000. And the distributor is Artisan, Artisan. All right, number 3, Get Out, $175.4 million. Never heard of it.
Neither.
That came out like 2000, didn't it?
It says 2017 release date.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
So number 2 was It, and number 1 was The Exorcist. And yep. So there's your top 5 highest grossing horror movies of all time.
This is so wrong.
Leo does not
World
agree
War
with it.
Z was in the 200 millions.
But I don't know if that would be categorized as a horror
zombie movie?
Yeah.
Zombie apocalypse?
Yeah. Like horror movies, I think
Almost
about
more sci-fi.
What about like Freddy and Jason and those things?
That's what I would think. Freddy and Jason.
Those are straight up horrors. They're coming at you with the knife stuff.
No, they're the Shining.
Yeah, The Shining.
The Shining.
It's always funny too in those movies. Like they you see it coming. They're coming at you with the knife, and then the person starts running, and they just keep falling down, and they get a hamstring pull, and they can't get away.
Well, I got news for you. If I'm doing a home inspection and the house says "get out," I'm getting out.
Yeah, there you go. Not going around those. We had one of those in my hometown, LaBelle, that was actually featured in one of those movies, not Cape Fear. It was something like that, but it was interesting to see because that's where they actually had the haunted house. I guess timely events here in October coming up. So you got some events. You got Busch Gardens has their October, what do they call that over there?
Hollow Scream.
Check that out. Somebody was telling me about one that they had this year that was more lively than others. And also, Florida Firearms Academy is doing something over there. New partner on the show, Florida Firearms Academy. They're doing something out on East Hillsborough Avenue there, right in Oldsmar, kind of close to our office out there. But, yeah, so interesting stuff. We got a quick lightning round for you.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, here we go. Top tips, things to do, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Leo.
Ignorance isn't bliss when your roof is leaking and your ceiling collapses on you while you sleep.
Ignorance is not bliss. I like that. Hey, got to get them checked out. Get them checked out and make sure that you are up to code. We talked about that in previous shows when we had our mortgage experts on. They were talking about the amount of money that you can save just by getting, spending the, $100, couple $100, depending on if you go 4-point or full inspection there. All right, Stanley Armstrong, estate sales specialist.
Hey, well, I will say this: everything about the house is it's a service and a company that everybody needs to know about. Whether they're a buyer or a seller, they're going to know somebody that needs to know about us. So I challenge you guys that you're listening. Go on Everything But the House. Put it on your Facebook page. Let them know that you heard about us on the radio, and start hitting your social media, letting people know about us, because again, people can buy from there. But everybody out there, every one of you guys have in your social network somebody that's going to need us coming up here very soon. So put it out there and let them know that you heard about us, because if you don't let them know, then what's the purpose of listening to this show? Right. Yeah. Be proactive. That's something we talk about a lot, is being proactive with the show. And speaking of proactive, Jay Smith, A-Snoop Inspection, some ways that people can be proactive around their home.
Well, I mean, one of the things I was actually going to talk about is we are in October now.
Yep.
Snowbirds are slowly coming back.
Right.
We don't only do just full inspections. We'll actually do a limited inspection. We offer something to the snowbirds as far as going out, checking underneath, checking the roof, and taking a look at that. because you're not here half the year, so you're not always up on what's going on.
Right.
And not to say anything, I'm sure you don't want to crawl underneath your house, and I'm sure you don't want to go up on your roof. So give us a call, and we do offer some limited inspections instead of a full home inspection for those coming back.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Just make sure everything's up to par and nothing's shifted or changed, over those few months that you were back home, back up north. So thanks so much. I want to thank all of our expert contributors, Leo Cannyn, Beryl Engineering, Stanley Armstrong, Everything But the House, Jay Smith, A-Snoop Inspection, John Gaston, Tampa Bay Multimedia, all of our team behind the scenes putting the show together, making things happen. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Now more than ever, let's help our neighbors out. Let's be a force for good out there in the community. Pack up some leftover food you may have or clothing. We're getting into those colder months. And carry it with you to and from your commute to work. Hand it to that person that you see in need and be a force for good. Lighten up someone's day and brighten up someone's day. And continue to tune into our show, The Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.